I tell you, planning a wedding has been an education. Uh, Everything from the ring buying to the holidays, etc., has been overwhelming and has taken up so much of my time. So I'm going to try and help you with some things that I've learned along the way. The first is engagement rings. Now, I decided not to get an engagement ring straight away before proposing to my other half, so it allowed her to make a choice of what she wanted to wear. Now, the reason is if you buy a ring from somewhere and it doesn't fit, or if your other half doesn't like it, then they can take it back and get an exchange, but it's very rare that you'll ever get a place where you can get a full refund. There usually be some sort of cost involved in the transaction. So exchanges are fine if you know that your other half is going to really like that place, but otherwise it's probably safer to go for a token ring and then get a real one later, or have some sort of substitute. So I wrote a poem, for instance, as my token ring, and that will last, as long as we're together. Hopefully, the words don't die; they can stay in electronic form, etc. So, engagement ring wise, most rings these days have diamonds on them. Engagement ring wise, and they don't have to. They can be other gems, other stones, but generally the rule of thumb these days is it is a diamond on top. So I'll just be talking about diamonds. Okay. So the most popular type of diamond ring for engagements is a solitaire ring. So that's one diamond sitting on top of metal. It can come in all sorts of designs, and it's important that you're happy with the design of your ring to start. Um, I'll start with the metal. That'll probably be the easiest. Now, there are a few metals that you can choose from. There's yellow gold, which isn't very popular these days. Uh, White gold, which is quite popular still, and platinum and palladium. Palladium is like in between white gold and platinum. It's not as expensive as platinum, and it's more durable than white gold. And it gives a similar look. However, for hypoallergenicness and comfort and hard wearingness, platinum is always the winner. If you're planning in the future to get wedding rings of a certain metal, then make sure it's the same metal, unless there are some exceptions, but generally platinum and gold don't mix when they're next to each other. The platinum will eat through the white gold, apparently. That's what the jewelers tell me. Don't know if that's an upsell, oh, you got to buy platinum only, but that's been told to me by more than one reputable source. So generally, platinum is the way to go. Now, there are a few things to think about when buying a diamond. Firstly, it's the shape of the diamond. The most popular is the round, brilliant type of diamond. That's the diamond you see in all the magazines and so on. It's the round diamond, which is on a classic setting. It's like a classic cut diamond. If somebody says, "Oh, you got a diamond," that's what they will imagine: the round, brilliant diamond. Now, the most important thing to think about when choosing it, or two most important, are the carat and the cut. Now, for me, the most important thing is the cut, because the cut will determine how much fire and brilliance there is in the ring. I'll show you. This is my other half's ring. She's not wearing it at the moment today. Here, you can't really see it because it's so small. She's got a tiny finger, but the diamond here is a round cut brilliant. I'll just go into this camera there. I don't know if you can see that. And this cut is called ideal, and what that means is it's totally symmetrical. If you were to get a ball and you were to measure how round it was, this would be the equivalent of perfectly round. The maximum amount of light can go in and can come out. If you have a cut which is too shallow, then you have a lot of light going in and none of it comes out, and same if it's too deep. All the light goes into the diamond and doesn't come out, can't go anywhere. And the ring itself plays an important part in how much fire the diamond can give off, because if it's all surrounded, the light can't get into the ring to come back out. So if you are going for a classic ring setting, then I recommend, just from looking at lots of rings, that you have one which allows a lot of light to pass through. A lot of rings have a hole right underneath the diamond area too, so that the light can travel straight through and bounce around and go mad. Now, under halogen light, where the light is a concentrated beam, you will see more spark on fire than on a light like I'm using right now, which is just a standard energy saving bulb. Now, a halogen is what you'll find in the top jewelers. You'll go in there and you look up and you'll actually notice they all use halogens. And the reason for that is because you get your diamond out and it goes and it pings around and it's really bright. So if something looks bright in one place and not another, don't necessarily worry about how it looks at the time. It's just very clever branding, marketing, layout, whatever you want to call it. The next thing to think about is the carat, which is the weight of the diamond, or how big it is. Carat is a weight, spelled C-A-R-A-T, and it's the weight of the diamond. Now this is, I don't remember how big this is actually, I think it's something like 0.5, 0.6. Now the diamond size is quite important because some girls like it big and some girls like it small, and some girls will like something kind of okayish, something in between. I think generally speaking most girls will like something around this size to about 2 carats big. I don't know many women who would want a massive rock apart from the kind of bling factor, but you probably just get mugged walking down the street with a rock that big. You'll probably have your finger taken off with a pair of pliers if you can't get the ring off your finger. So price wise, expect to pay anything from about £1,000 to whatever, up to about 30,000 for a carat, like flawless. If you're going up to 2 carat, you can be paying a few £100,000 for a ring. A lot of money can go into such a small, tiny thing. The next thing to consider is the the colour. Now the colour is rated by the alphabet A to Z. A is like totally colourless. It's so white it's white. Now a lot of people tend to concentrate too much on the colour and they go and try and get a really high letter like A or B or C. But in fact, to the naked eye, J and above, you can't tell the difference. You really can't, unless you put the rings side by side. But if you did a blind test and you saw one ring and then you saw another without seeing the other one, you wouldn't be able to tell what colour it was. It would just be white. From J onwards, or K onwards, it starts getting more and more yellow, and then near the end it's actually a coloured diamond. It's really yellow. So I would recommend anything from A to J. Usually you'll find only a selection between say E and J in for a reasonable price. But I think, you know, just go for something around GH, it'll be fine. You really won't notice. Honestly, I've seen so many rings now. Next thing is the clarity. Now it starts from flawless, which is an F, which has nothing wrong with the diamond, because the diamond is a really hard stone. Inside the stone, over the years, it forms small bubbles, and if it doesn't have any bubbles at all and it's totally perfect, it's called flawless, or internally flawless, which is IF. Then comes the VVS one, which sounds really exciting, but it just means very slight inclusions, and then it's got a 2 as well, so that's like a bit worse than the 1. Then it goes VS1 and VS2, which is the same thing, but it's just very slight inclusions instead of very slight. And they generally are pretty perfect. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell through even like a magnifying glass. You'd have to look under a microscope, proper like 100 times, 1,000 times thing to see it. This is an SI2. The next one along is SI1 and SI2, and you can, if you're lucky, see it with your naked eye, depending on the size of the ring. So the diamond. If the diamond's massive, you'll be able to see an SI2. You'll be able to see a small bubble. However, if it's about half a carat big, you really can't see it. Even with a magnifying glass, you pretty much can't see it unless you have been looking at these things all your life. You really can't see it. So if you're going for a small size or weight ring, diamond, then SI2 and above is perfectly fine. After that, you start going to funny letters like just I1 and I2, and then those ones you can see with the naked eye bubbles, and you want to try and avoid that because that will affect the light flow going in and out of the diamond. So the next thing is make sure you get it from somewhere reputable, and if it's not reputable, make sure you get a certificate for your diamond, and make sure that certificate is for that diamond. All diamonds are laser etched if they are certified, and ask to look at your diamond under a microscope to verify that it's got the same serial number as the certificate. If it doesn't have a certificate, and if it's not from somewhere like Tiffany's or De Beers, then don't get it, because it could be you could be paying for something and being oversold, unless they are a reputable dealer. Yeah? So you'll know who the reputable dealers are because you've seen them about, and they're the high-end jewelers and things. But if they're a one-off shop, you just never know. If they're part of an association or trade association to do with the diamond industry, then they're probably okay. But just be wary, because it's an easy way to get ripped off. So there you go. That's how to pick a diamond. This one is from De Beers, and a thing to note is that they do free alterations, and they give you a thing called a passport, which is basically like a certificate. It tells you the serial number of your ring, and it tells you all about it, and it's even got a picture of it, like magnified. And they do free alterations like this. They've put pillows on the ring, so that they call them pillows. They're like little nodules. So if you've got a knobbly finger and it's really thin between here and here, then the ring won't slide about and change orientation and end up upside down. It's really cool. I really like the idea. The other thing is De Beers also give you free maintenance. With that passport, you get to get it polished and checked up 4 times a year, and polishing is one of those things which ends up being quite expensive over the span of your lifetime. If you go and get it polished from most places, they'll charge you between £15 to £50, £60, depending where you go to get it polished. And they basically just recoat the outside of your ring, which is like a rhodium plating usually, which gives it this kind of really white silver finish. And yeah, just be wary that if you're paying someone slightly less somewhere else, like Goldsmiths or H. Samuels, and you're paying about £1,000 for a ring, then do go and have a look at De Beers, because they do offer great value for money. Tiffany's is extortionate, and there are a few other dealers, but they're few and far between unless you go to somewhere like Hatton Gardens in London, or the Birmingham Jewellery Quarter, their little jewellery quarter up there. In America, you've got BlueNile.com, but their ring, after I put everything together, did not end up as cheap as De Beers. So, you know, give the old London diamond exchange people a go, because it may actually work out a lot cheaper than anywhere else. And you get the lifetime free maintenance. Can't go wrong there. And if you buy it from Harrods, and you've got a Harrods store card, and you're paying about £1,000 on a ring, that's £5 off, and also you get like special invite days and things like that thrown in. So if you're into all that sort of stuff, then I do recommend De Beers. It also comes in a really nice box, which is made out of something with lacquer. It's lacquer coated, and it comes with a really nice little pillow box inside as well. Very, very classy. Also, one thing to add right at the end is the design of the ring itself. Try and go for something classic, because if you go for something very contemporary, then you may feel that it's a bit of a mistake, a bit of a faux pas in, say, 10-20 years down the line, unless of course you just plan to get divorced. So that's me on engagement rings. If you're getting engaged soon, or you have just got engaged, then good luck to you, and wish me luck too on the big day. Until next time, take care.